let's continue with more for our starting game of Café Enchante. Through the air filled with a solemn pause, the party continued. Ignis tosses the empty bottle, once filled with carbonated beverage, glancing about the room. I can't see it because of my camera. Hold on. With an upset look upon his face. I looked around. I'm gonna lower that dang thing. That might make my life easier if I lower this. There, now I can actually see a bit better. Yeah. I looked around as well, but it seemed we were out of all the other drinks too.
あれ? コーヒーも切れちゃった?意外と足りなかったね。
Oh, well, let me get some more.
いや、この場ではあなたは客人。ゆっくりしてくれ。ここは。
No, no, that's exactly why I should go. You've all been treating me so very nicely. I wouldn't feel right if I didn't return the favor somehow.
何か私たちの待遇に不満がありましたか?
Caught.
そうじゃねえってな。とにかく本人が行くっつってんだ。行かせてやれよ。その方がそいつも気兼ねしねえだろ。それもそっか。それじゃあお願いしてもいいかな。
By the way, let me know if you guys hear any kind of an echo. Yes, it would be my pleasure. I ask everyone what they would like to drink, and I head outside. With just one step, the scenery around me suddenly reverted to what was everyday reality. I know I experienced it before, but that really is so amazing. I look back, my gaze fixed itself on the ordinary-looking Café Enchante. Grandpa's Cafe. To think this was a place non-humans visited, this cafe held such an amazing secret. More than that, it's always been such a special, beloved place for the guests in particular. I'm sure I'll... Oh, first I have to do some shopping. I was certain I'd have enough time to ponder these feelings inside after I did that. I focused myself on the present moment and tried to remember the directions to the nearby convenience store when... I noticed several cars, all painted black, parked in front of Enchante. I don't think parking is allowed there. I had a bad feeling about this, but before I could get past the cars, a person got out of the car closest to me. It was a man whose fitted suit gave off the sense that he had no time to mess around. That suit, I've seen it somewhere before today.
失礼。
Yes, and who are you?
私はこういうものです。
He hands me a business card. Nervously, I take it and read what it says. Government paranormalism measures? I've never heard of this company?
ガバメントパラノーマリズムメジャース。超常事象対策機関。通称 GPM。名前の通り、科学で説明できない存在への対処を任された国家機関です。
A government agency that single-handedly deals with non-humans. The acronym stands for Government Paranormal Measures.
その主な対象は魔法、超能力といった神秘の力、そして人間界に悪影響を及ぼす人外になります。
That's very nice. Now get the fuck off my property. Hippity hoppity. Supernatural phenomenon? Non-humans? After the surprise, it took me a moment to realize why they were talking to me about. This was about Mizier and the others. These people also knew me by name. A government agency getting involved is a lot for me to take in.
ではまずこちらを。
Unconcerned with the flushed look on my face, the GPM agent took out an envelope and shoved it towards me. What is this?
公共事業用資産の買取に関する申し出証明書、そして資料の一式となります。
Once again, hippity hoppity, get the fuck off my property. What?
現在この土地と家屋の相続権はあなたの両親にあります。なのでまず連絡を取って事情説明を。無論人外のことは伏せてください。なお今年度は譲渡所得から特別控除を受けることが可能です。詳しくは。
No. Wait a moment.
何か疑問点でも。
It's that I don't know what's going on. Why are we talking about the purchase offer? What makes you think you can just talk?
勘違いしているようですが、あなたに拒否権はないんですよ。
Excuse me? A cold glance pierced through me. The lack of care in his words intimidated me, and I feel a shiver run down my spine.
課長も人が悪い。接触しておきながらろくな説明もしていないのか。では私から説明しましょう。言っておきますが、ごまかしなどが通じるとは思わないでください。あなたと喫茶アンシャンテにいる人外が接触した。その情報はすでに得ています。もちろんこの店を継ぐか否か、その判断をしている最中だということも。
Have you been tapping my phones?
我々がこの店に抱く危惧は滞在する人外だけではなく、店内に存在するゲートにも向いています。異世界へつながる扉というのは、あなたが考えているよりもはるかに危険なものです。
I'm already aware of that. I know there are dangers being out there that could possibly come through the gate.
いいえ、そんなに単純な話ではありませんよ。
Completely disregarding my words, the official began to challenge me.
この世界とは異なる法則が支配し、異なる生物が生息する世界との接触。それはそうたやすいものではない。例えるなら大航海時代に新たな大陸を発見した時と同様、あるいはそれ以上の大問題なのです。
He continued to rattle on monotonously, as if reading something from a manual. Indeed, the existence of alternate worlds and their non-human inhabitants wasn't inherently bad. However, a mountain of worries could form if we were to come into contact with them. For example, if bacteria native to these worlds came to our own, it could potentially cause diseases incurable by modern science. We could be on the cusp of an awful pandemic. Ironic. So that explains the COVID.
どうです？少しの可能性を考えただけでもあまりにも危険でしょう。そして我々が何より気にしているのは異世界に眠るさまざまな資源についてです。
Unknown materials, unknown resources. Imagine if there was a world that had gold or silver lying around as common as rocks. Trade with that world could throw the global economy here into chaos. I'm not seeing a downside to any of this so far. There's war to consider too, rising tension between countries hoarding resources and those that desire them. After the GPM agent finishes talking about these terrifying cases, he glares at me.
異世界へつながる扉は間違いなく個人の手には余る存在。
I don't know. Our grandpa seemed fine with it for a while. So you want me to just tell my parents to hand everything over to you and just walk away?
ええ、話が早くて助かります。これはあなたを守るためでもありますから。
Off my property, you're banned. Can I ask you one question?
どうぞ。
If If everything's handed over to the GPM, what will happen to the cafe?
上層部と話し合うことになりますが、我々の厳重な管理下に置かれます。ゲートの破壊と移動は不可能ですから、この店を取り壊してゲートの周囲に新たに研究施設を建てることになるかと。
I see.
ご理解いただけたようで何よりです。それではこちらの書類を。
Please tear them. I wave away the papers he tries to give me, and a stunned look slowly appeared on his face as I quietly told him the following. Given that information, I refuse. I'd like you to leave the premises now.
何？どういうことです？ゲートがどれだけ危険なものか今の話で理解できなかったと。
Joke's on you, I'm fine with all of that happening. His face twists in anger, and the GPM agent begins to raise his hand towards me. In the very next moment...
待て。
Oh, best boy coming out. Best boy coming out. Out of nowhere, another arm appeared just in time to grab the agent's hand. Canis!
まさかイグニスの洗礼を受けてなお懲りずに接触しに来るとは
な。何者だ？
何者かと言われると、あなたたちが言うところの危険な人外でしょうか。
あ？こいつさっき来たやつとは別のやつか。つうか、俺たちを知らねえってことは GPM は GPM でも新人か？
まあ何でもいいんじゃない？どっちにしろ俺たちにとってはお邪魔虫さんだよね。
Following Canis, the other three stepped forward to protect me. The agent brushed off Canis's hand, timid at the arrival of the group.
随分と様々なお題目を並べていたようだな。要はアンシャンテにあるゲートを自分たちの管理下に置きたいだけではないのか。
なんだと？
まあまあ下っ端くん、君の言ってることほぼ正しいよ。ゲートの危険性は俺たちも承知してるし。でも君さ、自分たちの都合いいようにちょっとお話持ってるよね。
I look at the agent, a fearful expression was now scrawled upon his face. Everyone here has already informed me non-humans have lived in the shadows of society for a very long time. So that means gates like this have been around for quite a while too, right?
それは。
Il answered my question with a stuttering agent. For the stuttering agent.
ゲートが危険なのは事実ですが、それが昔からここ以外にも世界各地に点在するのも事実。それをここのゲート一つだけで世界の終わりが始まるとでも言いたげに誤解させるのはいかがなものかと。それにその程度で影響を及ぼすのなら、とっくに人間界は滅んでいるはずでは。
After being berated by questions, the agent straightened his posture and speaks once more.
誤解を招く言い回しでしたが、我々のスタンスは変わりません。
So is mine, off the property.
ゲートと人外は個人の手ではなく国家機関、つまりは我々の手で管理されるべきものだと。我々は平和的な解決を望んでいます。どうか店を引き渡してもらえませんか？
平和的ってのはこんな小娘相手に高圧的な態度で交渉することを言ってんのか？それともてめえらの中じゃ武装した人員で周辺を封鎖した上で交渉するのを平和的っつうのかよ。
What?
いうかまあイグニスが殴っちゃったし、だいたいこうなるのは予想できるんじゃない？
Oh, the guests he fought from before were just people from the GPM then? The agent lets out a childish grunt as Ignis stares him down.
ならば
Oh god, they're multiplying. Several men in GPM uniforms come rushing in from the surrounding roads all at once.
随分と大勢だ。
By the way, once again, let me know if there's any kind of echo because I've got it going through my TV for myself. You guys shouldn't hear it, but hopefully.
最初からこっちで来いよ。そしたら話が早えってんだ。
やる気満々なのに統率感がないな。今回は彼の意思ではないっぽいね。
He?
アンシャンテにはもう一人常連客がいるのです。人間の、それも GPM 所属の者が。
Huh? Could that be... Oop, that was my bad, sorry. I might as well save. We know the rules. Nope, that is not the button I want. I'd completely forgotten to ask about him, but I thought it might be...
そこらの人外風情が多少集まったところで何もできまい。
That might have called it.
我々の管理下にないゲートなど見過ごすことはできん。よって
I'm doing good. Hopefully you guys are all doing good.
この喫茶店は我々が接収する。
This is gonna go well for them. With his signal, the other agents ready their raw, intimidating metal objects. You come from this world, you know what a gun is. Weapons normally banned within Japan. Guns? I don't know much about guns, but I could guess that these weren't just for show. They were real weapons meant to kill people. The power of life and death in their hands. I felt sweat pour over my entire body as they pointed their weapons at me.
マスター、大丈夫ですよ。
How do you mean? Don't you see the guns? They have guns!
平気平気。彼らは対人外部隊だからさ。普通の銃とか銃弾じゃないんだよ。
Oh, are they like tranquilizers?
いや、通常のものより大口径だったり、貫通力に優れてたりするだけ。
That's still gonna
人
kill
外っ
me.
て
If that's true, how can you just tell me that it's going to be fine?
案ずるな。当たりたくなければ避ければいい。あるいは受け止めても問題ない。
Canis, no. If we get hit, we die. That is not how guns work. I'm sorry, I have no idea what you mean. No normal person can just do that. I mean, why are they all so carefree at the fact that we're completely surrounded by loaded guns?
余裕ぶるのも今のうちだ。人外のお前たちは確かに耐久力に優れているかもしれん。だが、普通の人間に流れ弾が飛来すればどうなるか。それくらいは理解できるだろう。
Then your government's gonna have to explain why they're shooting people.
あらら、彼にも国家公務員でしょ、君たち。か弱い一般市民に手を出していいわけ。
I know everyone likes Canis, but I'm starting to think Miser might be best boy.
国家を甘く見るな。いざとなればお前たち程度どうとでもできるに決まっている。
To be fair, that sounds like any government.
さあ、これは警告だ。分かったらおとなしく抵抗をやめ。
へえ、抵抗ってのはこんな感じか。
うわっ、あった。
All of a sudden, the firearms held by the GPM agents were glowing red. You could hear their hands begin to sizzle and their guns drop to the floor. Ignis watches, shrugging as a weary smile spreads across his face.
お、弾が暴発しなくてラッキーじゃねえか。ピンポイントで熱加えんの難しいんだぜ。
Good boy.
その姿、まさか重海ベスティアの。
おうや、ベスティアについて知ってんなら、あの世界の掟も聞いてるよな。強えやつは生きる、弱えやつは死ぬ。ま、要するにこうして向かってきた以上、殺されても文句は言えねえよな。
As Ignis howls while flames begin to envelop his entire body. He looks the same as when I first met him. He cheerfully jumps into the crowd of guns pointed directly at him.
おらおら、せいぜい頑張って抵抗しろよてめえら。俺に当てたら拳一風プレゼントしてやるよ。
Jumping into the swarm of agents, he grabbed, punched, kicked, and trampled over every enemy. Wow, people are just flying all over the place.
ところで拳一風とは何でしょうね。
我も知らぬが、まあイグニスの言うことだ。深い意味はないのだろう。
Welcome everyone.
くそ、なんだこいつ。今まで捕獲した人外とはまるで。この化け物どもめ。
Oh shit. Leaving Ignis to rampage, the other agents aim their guns at us, pulling the trigger. You should have best. All of their bullets fell to the ground due to the giant sword Canis pulled out of thin air.
修練不足だ。
GPM の皆さん、やめておいた方が賢明ですよ。カヌスは手加減が下手ですから。
なはは、言えてるかも。
Besides Ill, who stood there peacefully like magic with a single finger, Mizir stops a bullet from coming from another direction and allows it to fall to the ground. All I could do was just stand there, dumbfounded as the whirlwind of supernatural phenomena swirled around the space right in front of me.
さて、どうするお前たち。我に尻を叩かれたいというなら、急を据えてやらんこともない。もっとも、それほどの業の者がこの場にいればの話だが。妖精界、メリオの黒騎士。我が名はカヌス・エスパーだ。押して。おら！
As Canis stood there, intimidating the line of agents standing before him. An agent Ignis flung into the air came flying towards Canis, crashing down upon him. Good job, Ignis. With all the weight Canis's helmet, no, his entire head came off. What? Mizir is just laughing his ass off at this whole thing. The commotion around us vanished. In that moment, everyone there, friend and foe, stood in silence as they stared at his head, rolling across the ground.
イグニス、もう少し周囲の状況を確認してたな。
That's a proper reaction. A shock in the form of a shout rose up from us as Canis lifts himself up and straightens his collar, which is devoid of anything. Yeah, he's a dual hand.
後方不注意だぜ、カヌス。
Canis Espada, a young man shrouded in mystery whose face is covered by a helmet. His true identity as a headless knight is sometimes called a doula hand.
一理あるか。ともかくだ。GPM の手勢たちよ。我が剣を恐れぬなら、かかってくるがよい。
This is how otherworldly battles. Oh my god, sorry about that. Be right back, really quick, everybody. I gotta go take food out of. I was bewildered by everything going on around and about me as Mizir placed his hand on my shoulder.
あれ、そっか。カヌスのあれ、見るの初めてだっけ？まあ、そのうち慣れる。
Will I though? I suddenly noticed that out of the many GPM agents that had arrived here, half of them were lying on the ground. It didn't seem like any of them sustained any serious injuries. Still, it was a disaster zone.
さーて、下っ端くん、そろそろ諦めたらどう？俺たちに、っていうか、アンシャンテに手を出したら危ないってこと、これで十分分かったでしょ。
Yeah, I played Pokemon like Sword and Shield before.
ちなみに、ここでぼーっとしてる打天使様も、彼らといい勝負だから。狙っても無駄だよ。
乱暴なのは好みませんが、あなた方が帰ってくれないのなら、実力行使もやむを得ませんね。
Il tilts his head, signaling his reluctance. I couldn't quite imagine him being just as strong as Ignis or any of the others, though.
打天使だとバカな。そんな人外までいると分かった以上、ますます放っておけるものか。貴様らは通常の人外よりもはるかに危険だ。であればこんな小娘に貴様らの管理など絶対に任せてはおけるものか。
I don't know, I've been doing a good job so far with them. I think you misunderstand. I deny his statement in reflex. Many of the agents were already wounded. My voice could be easily heard now that the scene around me was nearing its end. I took one deep breath. I wanted to be sure they could hear my words. I will not be able to control them. In fact, I have no desire to do so.
ならば。
More importantly, control is the last thing I would ever want here in the first place. The eyes and attention of everyone there in this brief moment, it was all directed towards me. Mizir and the others with the GPM agents paid close attention to me as I spoke. I begin to vocalize the conclusion I had already come to in my mind. It had to come from my own mouth, otherwise it would have no meaning at all. I the others, and I've come to understand them a little better. Although they're considered non-humans, there is more we have in common than not.
でも、前にも語った通り、ソーアンとこの場所が、俺たちにとって唯一無二の存在。
Grabbing a screenshot, sorry guys.
そうだな。彼は我々の良き理解者で、かけがえのない友人であった。
ええ、ソーアンがいなければ私たちはきっと今ここにいることもなかったでしょう。
あのジジイのことだからな。あと100年は生きるかと思ってたぜ。
They know what it is to feel things deeply, and they feel the need to protect this place, where their friendships have been forged. They really are capable of that. To let this disappear without allowing them the opportunity at all, that's not something I'm interested in. Also, if there are dangers that must be reviewed, it does not have to be right here and now.
見定めるとはどうするつもりだ。まさかその凶悪な人外たちを相手に本気で喫茶店をやろうとでも言うのか。
That sounds non-humanist. Yes, I am. I'll be taking over the cafe. Mine. Now that I've made my decision, I will be treating these people as my guest, just like the last owner, my grandfather. Mizir, hearing my declaration beside me,
やっぱり君は変わらないな。
his smile was right from his heart. On the other hand, the GPM agent was starting to tremble in fear.
バカなことを。こんな強大な力を持つ化け物が喫茶店の客だと。
確かにバカかもしれない。でも俺たちは喫茶アンシャンテのそういうバカなところに惹かれたんだ。
Oh, can I play Pokemon Sword? I've done it already on stream.
それに GPM の主張も理解できます。個人の手に余る力を組織が管理しようとするのは合理的で正しい判断ですが、そもそもの前提として私たちもあのゲートもあなた方の手に余りますので、それ以前の問題かと。
Stop that.
この図に乗るなよ小娘。我々の力を行使すれば貴様や親族の社会的立場など
どうにでもできるって。それって彼女を認めた魔王様への宣戦布告と受け取っていいのかな。
Mizir takes one step forward. And in one action, I felt an intimidating aura. The air around me suddenly becomes thin. I could feel the entire world beginning to cower before him. The ground, in fact, began to rumble. I could feel the light shaking beneath me. As if pushed back by the aura's presence, the ape fell back toward the ground.
悪い目は早めに積んじゃうのが鉄則だけど、どうしようかな。
Mizir delivers an icy glare at the agent. However, the sound of a roaring engine killed the atmosphere hanging above us all. Oh, that car! A sports car appeared, moving towards us in a flash. Its beautiful chassis wedged itself between Mizir and the agent. The man who exited the vehicle while scratching his head was none other than... Bro had one day off.
やれやれ。だから僕は止めたのに。
This morning, it was the man who stopped me. It was Karu Window.
いや、ミシェル。悪いね、うちの若いのが。どうもこう焦ったみたいでね。これでも一応説得はしたんだけど。
Mizir dissolves the intense aura and relaxes his shoulders as Mr. Rindo talks to him calmly.
そんなことだろうと思った。とはいえ、君のことだし。どうせ自信があるならやっちゃえとか、この子たち煽ったでしょ。
何のことかな。
おお、リンド。 てめえ後で殺すからな。死んだら生き返らせてもう一回殺す。
We have actually no clue if Rindo is non-human or not. We have not gotten any kind of indication of that.
お前も良い年だろう。戯れもほどほどにな。
はいはい、すみませんでした。というか、君たち圧がすごいから挟まないでほしいな。
Mr. Rindo?
おやいや、朝ぶりだね。僕のこと覚えてくれてたんだ。
Yeah, you were quite memorable. I had finally remembered the suit that these GPM agents were wearing. I thought I'd seen them somewhere, and now I realized they were very similar to his, which I had just seen earlier this morning. So that must mean he's the last guest at Enchante who's with the GPM, right?
はい、彼のことですね。
Sorry if you guys hear a train. Fucking thing.
一度もう自己紹介は済ませているけど、職業も含めてはまだだったかな。
No, the dual hand's not the boss of the other people.
頂上自称対策機関、通称 GPM、情報課課長、林道薫。
Karu Rindo, one of the regular customers of Enchante, working as the GPM of Intelligence Division Manager.
怖い人外から君みたいな可憐なお嬢さんを守るのが僕の仕事。これからよろしくね。
I see. I was given 2 business cards from the government agencies within the same day. Likely due to Mr. Rindo's arrival calming the tension around us, I couldn't seem to find anything else to say to him in the moment.
知り合いだったのですか？
Well, in a way, this morning he hit on me. Though I'm sure now that it was just a random chatter to try and figure me out.
なははは。よーし、じゃあそんなたちの悪い中年は魔王様が塵にしちゃおっかな。
What?
勘弁してよ。君の場合、塵どころか影も残してもらえなさそうだ。
As if to avoid conversation with Mizir, Mr. Rendo walks to the agents wounded on the ground.
それでここまでされたんだ。年長者の助言は素直に聞くべきだって痛感できたかな。
林道課長。
というか君たち、揃いも揃って人外を相手にするなら過去の事例くらいきちんと把握しないとね。
Homer?
こういったことが以前もあったのだ。GPM がアンシャンテを占拠するため強行手段に出たことがな。
そう、ここにゲートがあると知ったら目の色を変えてね。今でも大人げない武装だったなって思うくらいにね。
So, what happened?
んな勝手な真似、俺らが許すわけねえだろ。
まあ、なんというか控えめに言ってフルボッコかな。それはもう徹底的にのされてね。以後僕らはこの店と休戦&生還、その監視役が僕ってわけさ。常連になった理由もそれだね。
Does it mean we have to give him free coffee? Is the government paying for his coffee?
ミシェルみたいな魔王様一人でも困るっていうのにさ、揃いも揃ってみんなラスボスすぎるよね。
Sorry, I was putting some painkiller on my neck. A term that usually indicates the final or strongest enemy in a story or game. Rindo calls the regulars there as being the strongest from each world and often coins the last boss term for them, which begs the question, what is Enchante and why are they all gathered here? Good coffee.
魔王
No. Okay, I'm not crazy. Did Mizir not say that earlier that he was a demon king?
おいおい、嘘だろ君たち。GPM では基本中の基本だよそれ。喫茶アンシャンテに救うミシェル・アレックス。最強最悪の人外の王、魔王様ってね。
The agents are just dense. I don't think any of the other agents were told. I think it's just that one head agent who is looking to get a raise. A regular customer of Café Enchante. He is a rarely seen demon king and is also known as the strongest non-human king, surpassing the non-human from all other worlds. We need to review our training program. That's what Mr. Rindo muttered as he looked back at us.
まあそんなわけでさ、今回のこの子たちの襲撃は決して GPM の総意じゃない。僕の頭でよければいくらでも下げるからさ。僕に免じて矛を収めてくれないかな。
Only if you go get us the sodas so I don't have to go.
我はアンシャンテが存続するならば、これ以上の要求は必要ないと見る。
I just made it a very good chance I'm gonna roll away from the mic, so I'm sorry if you guys hear a sudden screech because I just put my feet on the desk.
別にリンドは関係ねえが、弱いもんいじめは趣味じゃねえ。ここらで手打ちにするのが筋だろうな。
I'm trying to get comfy. I need to get an ice pack for my back when I get back up again. I need to go to a chiropractor and get my back cracked. Anyone got $150? Hold on. Oh shit. Give me a second. That's not good. I need to fix some wires. I just noticed something. That'll give us better clearance on the games.
最強最悪の人外の王様的にはちょいちょいと根絶やしにするっていうのも悪くないかなと思うけど。
He looks at me as if to ask for permission. I vigorously shake my head to the side. No, 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 no. I'm alright as long as they don't do anything to harm the cafe.
だってさ、うちのマスターがそう判断したんだし、君たちは晴れて無罪放免だね。
This month is so full of releases. We've got Princess Peach coming out, which I am gonna stream. We've got that Rise of Ronin, which I want to stream, but I don't want to pay $70. And then you have, oh, it's not Alone in the Dark. Yes, I think it is. The Alone in the Dark remake's coming out at the end of this month, just 2 days before Princess Peach. So we gotta finish some games up. That one I'm so hyped for.
そう言ってくれて心の底からほっとしたよ。
That one I will say is gonna be me and Mike. Mike's wants in on that one badly.
それじゃ君たちは帰った。後で山のような始末書を一緒に書くとしようじゃないか。ちなみに僕としては君にここを諦める方向で説得するつもりだったんだけど、もう決めたんだね。
Yes. If I stream tomorrow, guys, we will do, the other Switch game, Rain Code. I wanted to try to finish Midnight Suns before that though, so we'll see how it goes.
常連客が魔王に首なし騎士、打天使に魔獣。どいつもこいつも存在が大災害。
This game looks like Persona 4 Arena? I think the art's a little different, but it's been a while since I haven't played Arena. This is more like your typical otome game style. I'm going to show you a couple of different games today, don't worry.
ふとしたことで、君はこの店、大げさに言ったら世界までもが何かしらの影響を受けるかもしれない。
This same team made another otome game that I've been trying to get my hands on. I haven't been able to get because every time I want to get it, it either sells out or it's too expensive.
それでも君はこの喫茶アンシャンテを継ぐのかい？
I stare once again at Enchante's sign. I consider the name of this place where Grandpa and the others here had forged so many memories together. Yes. I nod as if to take it all in. I understand that it's selfish. The end of the world, maybe, I don't understand as well as I should, considering something as giant as that. But when Mizir and the others talk about Grandpa over the years, their warm smiles, all of them so bright and dazzling, they were just so beautiful. I just didn't want to lose that. The regulars focused their attention on my declaration once again.
やはり彼女はソーアンの孫娘です。とてもいい人ですから。
胸に響く言葉だ。
I would say today we'll do some of the exercise game, but we'll do it another day.
どう？これで少しは彼女に興味が湧いたんじゃない？イーグニス。
さっきの単価は悪くなかったんじゃねえの。
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I decided on my own without asking any of you.
いいんじゃない？面と向かっては言えなかったけど、みんな君に継いで欲しかったわけだしさ。
つうか、そのうぜえ敬語いらねえ。ここに作ってんなら普通に話せよ。調子が狂う。
Oh, understood. I mean, sure. Meanwhile, Mr. Rindo stood as if he gave up, shaking his head.
そっか。君が自分で見て、自分で決めたんなら、もうこれ以上僕から言うのは野暮だよね。
With a bitter smile, Mr. Rindo looks at Mizir and the others.
それに、アンシャンテが営業再開なら、監視業務も兼ねて、僕もこれからはちょくちょくお邪魔させてもらうよ。
You just want coffee.
人外にいじめられたとか困ったことがあったら何でも相談してね。かわいい新人マスターさん。
Okay, I'm sure I will, Mr. Rindo.
人聞きの悪い。我らが彼女を害するわけがなかろう。
He got his head back.
まったくですね。リンドウとは存在の価値が比較になりません。
Ow.
おう、つうかリンド、何しれっと帰ろうとしてんだ。さっきの詫びとして2、30発殴らせろ。
His half gloves? What are the point of the half gloves that don't cover the palm? They're driving gloves, I think. Aren't those like a type of driving gloves? It's also just a fashion choice.
ははは、ごめんこむるよ。それに人間にはこんな言葉があるんだよ。逃げるが勝ちってね。
Smiling, Rindo escapes as Ignis chases him. This cafe has been a nurturing environment of friendship for the regulars, Mr. Rindo included. These interactions cross the boundaries between human and non-human alike. I turn back towards Enchante. I'm sure conversations like this happened every day throughout the history of the cafe. It may be up to me to be able to bring back that kind of spirit around here. Still, I don't know anything, and that goal seems so very far away now. But still, I'm sure.
マスター。これからよろしくね。
Yeah. See, hi, Don. So I think this is a good place to leave this one. Yeah, because we're getting into chapter 2. Main chapter 2, which means there are side stories to the game. But I think this is a good spot to end this. So with that, we're going to move on to our next Switch game.